Today we are going to check out Let's Write a Blog. We will write a blog live as a group, okay? And we will actually finish it off. The aim here is to write a blog which is somewhere around 2000 words, okay? I'll come back to the length of the article, why I'm saying 2000 words, why I'm stressing that. But let's see. Basically, during the pandemic last year, we started these sessions, which we put under the bracket of This is Marketing, right? Now, This is Marketing is a practical, no nonsense webinar series where what we do is we do a lot of crazy research. We have some absurd observations and a pinch of creativity and a whole dash of inspiration. Now, when we started this webinar series, the idea was very different. But over a period of time, I again went back to one thing. Why are most of the webinar series, all about the fluff of marketing? Why are people just talking about things in a very impractical way or aspirational way? Either they will not show you how to do it, or either they will just show you some case studies and numbers. And as a viewer, I always feel, is that even possible? So I said, let's do the reverse of it. Let's have some crazy things spoken about and let's actually do them live. And that's why we have a live blog writing workshop right now. So, just a simple introduction. Who am I? As you all know, I'm introduced myself. I'm Jeet Ajani, and I believe in the fact that I do nothing, I do everything. That is my, you can say, one of my foundational quotes, which I think of every day, every time. Now, I have been running Synclarity, which is my digital marketing agency, along with my partner Amjad Desai. He's also right now situated at Abu Dhabi. And the whole idea behind our agency was we started off as an inbound marketing firm, but over a period of time, our pitch refined, we understood our strengths. And today we are more on the side of creativity, content, and a dash of technology. So over these years, we have gained a lot of experience and we understand what actually goes into it. We can talk, marketers are, always known to be people who always aspire to do a lot of things, but in the actual output of it, very little comes up. So this is where we want to strike a difference and we want to make a difference by actually putting out a lot of content, actually making the difference by actually getting the ROI for our customers. So that's what we strive in our day to day. And over the weekend, I love doing these workshops. I love doing these webinars. And very soon, you guys will be in for a treat because I'm working on something really special, which you guys will come to know as we go. Okay, so let's start. The idea of today's session is very simple. We are planning to write a blog. It's a simple, no nonsense approach to writing, which I have. Okay. The first question, and I want all of you guys to be very interactive throughout the session. We'll say lay down some ground rules. Use the chat freely. Ask any doubt in the chat, or you can use the Q&A console if you have a very large question which is maybe not related directly to what we are talking about. Use the Q&A console, and at the end of the session, I will go and we'll have maybe 10-15 minutes of Q&A where I will solve those things. Okay. Um, the first question which I want to understand from you guys is, can you guys write? Press 1 if you think you can write, and press 2 if you think you can't. Pratibha says she can't write, but she has answered she does write, which is nice. Manoj says he can write, but when I asked him, do you write? He says no. Mahmood has said, dono nahi karta. Do you guys, all of you guys, are on social media or emails, or you must be writing SMS messages or text or WhatsApp? I do not believe the fact that on this webinar, there are people who don't use WhatsApp, who don't use email, who don't use social media. And if you are using all of these things, you have written something or the other somewhere. अगर WhatsApp पे if you are even telling your boyfriend or girlfriend, hey, where are you? I'm standing here. That is considered to be writing. So anyone who is on WhatsApp is writing for me. Okay. Manoj says he uses it daily. Awesome. So that means you're writing, Manoj. There is no different answer to this. Okay. Now the next question which I have is why write? Now this question is just for me to give you an idea. It is one of the most easiest and cheapest way to put your ideas on the internet. Okay. Today, the pandemic has shown us only one thing. Okay, and it has been a great, you can say, lesson for everyone that the power of the internet keeps us alive, keeps us together, keeps us safe. Okay. Imagine during the pandemic, the way we were communicating with each other, that was only possible because of the internet. That means the pandemic has made people realize कि भाई internet के through सब काम हो सकता है in terms of your work, in terms of communication, in terms of your family celebrations, so on and so forth. So one of the easiest and cheapest way to put your ideas on the internet is writing. Imagine a platform like Twitter, wherein you just communicate in 240 words. Okay, you just write simple one-liners, two-liners, or a small para, and that's it. But imagine the amount of people who are using it. Most of the international VCs, many of the thinkers, okay, people like Elon Musk, people like you can say people like the person who is handling the social media for NYSE, New York Stock Exchange, right? These guys are mainly active on Twitter. And what you can do, or what is separating you from them, is only one thing: 240 characters. So, one of the best ways to put your ideas out there is writing. Now, writing is everywhere. As I said, every one of us, even if you don't use WhatsApp, you are writing. You must be having this habit of writing lists. टू डू लिस्ट सब लोग लिखते हैं, नोट्स सब लोग लिखते हैं, रिमाइंडर्स सब लोग लिखते हैं, मैसेजेस लिखते हैं, सोशल मीडिया पे सर्फ कर रहे हो, आपको कुछ पूछना है कि व्हाट इज दिस कोर्स अबाउट, हाउ मच इज द प्राइस, यू सॉ अ बैग दैट यू लव, यू वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड द क्वालिटी, यू डीएम देम. ये सब राइटिंग है. This right now on the webinar I'm using a presentation Google Slides. Okay, this is, I have written, right, emails, ads, blogs, case studies, white papers. I can go on and go on. The पूरा पेज भर जाएगा, but I can only tell you one fact: the writing is everywhere, right? There are only three tools of success which are there for this. Okay, so we only need three things to write. We need a computer, we need internet, and we need an idea. Okay, the cost of entry is very cheap. Computer, laptop, मोबाइल फोन, आईपैड, जो भी है, अगर ये आपके पास है और एक 4G कनेक्शन भी है, या वाईफाई है, या फिर आप ऑफिस में जा रहे हो वहां पे वाईफाई है, एंड इफ यू हैव एन आइडिया यू कैन डू दिस. Okay. Pratibha writes, she does write, but the problem is presenting thoughts in a concise way. Pratibha, this is great. If you're writing, you are already doing the first step. The next steps which are there, right? The next steps which are there will automatically fall in place by doing continuous writing. By writing more, by understanding more. Understand now when you have this problem that you are saying, I cannot thoughts in a concise way. ये प्रॉब्लम आप सॉल्व कर सकते हो क्योंकि अभी आपको पता है कि प्रॉब्लम क्या है. बट इमेजिन अगर आप लिखते ही नहीं थे तो आपको पता ही नहीं चलता कि प्रॉब्लम क्या है. सो यू आर वे अहेड ऑफ द कर्व, यू वे अहेड ऑफ अदर पीपल इफ यू राइट. सो there is this saying, if you want to become an artist, like a person who sketches, right, this sketching is something which people say कि आपके अंदर 1,000 bad drawings are there. Okay, there are 1,000 bad drawings inside of you. If you can get over those 1,000 bad drawings, that is, you take 1,000 sheets of paper and draw consistently, एंड 1000 बैड ड्राइंग्स निकालोगे, जो 1001 ड्राइंग रहेगा वो आपका बहुत अच्छा ड्राइंग रहेगा, आपको अपने आप इम्प्रूवमेंट दिखेगा. ओके, अजीत जैन इज been writing from 3 years for blogs, etc. The only issue for me is to be consistent. Procrastination is the real issue. Ajit, if you are doing it, again, you're way ahead of the curve. What I would say is procrastination, consistency, ये सारी चीजें, even creative block, ये सारी चीजें आपकी दिमाग का खुफिया बनती है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. Why you are procrastinating, or why you are inconsistent, or why you are, um, let's say, having a creative block, the only answer to that is fear. As a race of human beings, we have a lot of fear inside of us. And when you write, you feel कि ये idea मैं post करूंगा तो लोग judge करेंगे. This is also true for Pratibha. This is also true for everyone. This is true for me. I do not put out enough content out. And the only thing connected to that is there is no creative block, there is no procrastination. It is the fear. ये सारे fear के अलग अलग words डाल दिए कि मैं procrastinate करता हूँ, मैं सोच नहीं पा रहा हूँ, all this, it's bullshit. Okay, so chuck all those things. I would say the way to go about this is by doing it. Okay, Alpana says, how do you get people to read what you post or write, increasing popularity? Alpana, what the problem which you are talking about, you need to look into distribution. Okay, you are writing it on Medium, you're writing it on Instagram, you're writing it on Facebook, but is your audience over there? And the second part is, who is your audience? If you can figure that out, then you can actually start distributing the work to them in their formats. Okay, because if someone is on Instagram, they would want to see a very visual image versus a long post. If someone is on Facebook, they are into the whole realm of family, friends, and ये सारी चीजों की बात करेंगे, rather than looking at a serious piece. So you need to understand who your audience is, and is what you are writing connected to them. Obviously, I think that would be, but you do not know where your audience hangs out. Like on Facebook, people are trying to see मेरे दोस्त की शादी हो गई क्या, वो वहां पे हॉलीडे पे क्या करने गया, ये सारी चीजें लोग फेसबुक पे देखते हैं. Whatever you are writing, why would they pay attention to that? If you give them an incentive, they will, but you need to do something about it. We can talk about it later, so we can discuss कि कैसे वो कर सकते हैं. Okay, so the next thing which I want to give you a big idea is, do not write for SEO. Okay, this is a trap when people say, I want to write blogs, and I want to write blogs because because it is we are talking about blog writing today, so that's why I'm saying don't write for SEO. What I mean by this is कि if you are going to think of what are the best articles in my niche, आप keyword research करोगे, keyword research करके आप आओगे, आप देखोगे अच्छा यहाँ पे the first keywords which are getting ranked on Google are X, Y, and Z. You will not be able to rank over there. Trust me. People who tell you कि आप rank कर सकते हो on top just by writing a few blogs are just, I don't know, they're just trying to make it very simple. It's a whole different story. Okay, the first draft of your work should not be for SEO. Okay, you have to purely write to add value. When you make that draft over a period of time, you can refine it as a layer on SEO, with a layer on SEO, with a layer of SEO on top. ओके, सो पहले से आप एसईओ के बारे में नहीं सोचोगे, अब लिखोगे एकदम बेधड़क होके लिखना है, एंड देन यू हैव टू पुट द लेयर ऑफ एसईओ ऑन टॉप. We will discuss, that is a whole different topic. I don't want to get into the details of this, but we will discuss about SEO writing maybe in another session. Okay. So what are the elements of success? Few elements of success are crazy research. Okay. Your research antennas should be on 24/7. Think about it. You guys are on mobiles, okay, on mobile phones. How many times in a day do you open Instagram or Facebook or Twitter? Do you just open it one time a day? How many people in this audience are there who open social media only one time a day? If you are one of those people, say press 1. If you are not one of those people, say 5. Most of us are replying with 5. The idea over here is very simple. When you are opening up social media or anything, internet, or maybe you're reading something online or you are seeing YouTube content, आप जो चीज ये कर रहे हो ये आप कंटिन्यूसली आप एक बार नहीं करते हो, आप बार बार करते रहते हो एक दिन में. Similarly, your research and why you are consuming content you don't know. You're just consuming because you like it. It's like the most stupidest question on the planet. Which color do you like? अपन पूछते हैं, वो बंदा या बंदी बोलता है कि येलो. Why do you like yellow? There's no answer to it. There's no right answer to that. The person just likes it. Right now, also, you are just consuming content. But the real good person who wants to write understands why the hell is he or she consuming so much of content. We consume so much of content because our brain tells us ki wow, this is exciting, this is new information, but what we do with that new information is we do not use it. So first thing is आप जब ये consume कर रहे हो continue करो, but start making notes, start writing about it, start making notes in your phone. If you saw something interesting, आपके दिमाग में 10 और आइडिया वो टाइम पे आ रहे हैं, बट वो सारे लीक हो जाते हैं. यू डू नॉट स्टोर ऑल ऑफ देम. Few ideas stay in your mind, but and you think that is the truth, but that is not. So what I want you guys to do is research. आप लोग ऑलरेडी कर रहे हो, मैं बोल रहा हूँ नोट्स बनाओ. उसके नोट्स में आपके आइडियाज स्टोर करो. जब आप आइडियाज स्टोर करोगे, आप वो चीजों को देखोगे, आप और रिसर्च अपने आप करोगे. You will start googling stuff, okay, and you will start understanding. So research is one part. I am saying just add the word crazy in front of it. Do crazy research. You will go mad. Like you need to go literally mad. Okay, वैसा research. Second thing, you just need to be brave. आपको fearless होना पड़ेगा to have your take inside of this. Okay, to put your take out there. Comment करना शुरू करो on creators. Okay, whoever you are following, if they do something good, do you agree with it? Then write your comment over there. Okay, if you do not agree with it, then write your comment over there why you don't agree with them. What will happen with this is आपको reaction मिलेगा. When reaction मिलेगा, या तो when let's say the creator reacts on it and he says thank you, you will yourself feel good about it, which will be an incentive to write more. And second part is when you will start commenting or maybe opposing their views, other people will join you and they will have a conversation. And through this conversation, you will understand the world view कि हो क्या रहा है. आप शायद से सही भी हो सकते हो, गलत भी हो सकते हो, but I'm saying put your view out there. Okay, if you got these two things, that is crazy research and be brave. अगर आप ये दो चीजें कर सकते हो, then let's write. Okay, so now what we'll do is we will start writing live on a topic. I don't know the topic. We have to select a topic, right? Okay. So what I want all of you guys to do is, and this is, do you guys have any topic that you want to write on? If you guys have any topic, then I would want maybe 1 or 2 volunteers जिनके साथ मैं ये चीज बात करते हुए लिख सकता हूँ. Okay. So anyone who wants to write with me, please raise your hand and I will give you the chance to talk, discuss, and then let's start writing. Alpana, you can actually start talking. I saw your hand go up first.
Hi, I'm good. Good morning. Good session going
Good
on.
morning. Thank you. Thank you. So
So,
tell me, I believe I know you. You write about food, right?
I write about food, food and wellness, and
Awesome. So,
gamut of things actually.
awesome, awesome. So, tell me about what do you want to write?
Something about wellness again. I think let's start with that.
अपन एक आर्टिकल लिखेंगे. So, wellness. Oh, so what about wellness?
I think food and lifestyle.
Okay. Do you write on these topics?
Yeah, I can share my blog if you want. I can share my page if you want.
That's fine. But what my point is, key, what do you want to write in terms of what are the topics which you can think of? Let's just randomly go through a bunch of topics in this space, and then we can select one. We can ask people to select it, and then we can go for it.
Okay, so it can be something about farms, farm to fitness or farm to table.
Okay.
It could be also eating habits.
Okay.
Regional flavors or regional food.
Okay.
And food tech. Tech again, yes. Technology in food.
Food tech, when you say you want to write about cloud kitchens?
Yes, why not? Yeah, definitely.
Okay. When you say regional foods,
regional flavor, regional food across the globe.
okay.
So how that actually has, there's a heritage every region has, and that definitely has impact on the way you consume food. And the thing is, we need to respect that, and that needs to, be in the routine as well, vis-a-vis, following the trends and the following fancy diets.
Okay. How culture impacts food habits.
Yeah, there's wisdom in food heritage also.
Okay, I
which
like this
needs to
topic.
be.
Okay. What else? Now, when we say farm to table, that's a very broad concept. How do you like niche it down? The one of the main ideas which is there is when we are talking about ideas, right? We talk about ideas from a very broad angle, but from a broad angle, we need to come to a through look at it through the lens of a microscope and niche it out. So, farm to table can be about
We can
so
take
many
one
things.
ingredient also and talk about its nutrition values and where all it is used, its history and things like that. There are, so.
Okay, can you pick one ingredient? And I want that ingredient to be very common, used across cultures. So maybe like salt. Salt
Yeah,
is
salt
used by
or turmeric.
everyone.
That's the in thing now.
Okay, turmeric.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Curcumin. Yeah.
What is curcumin, man?
That's a ingredient of turmeric actually. So people do call it as curcumin.
Great. Nice. What about eating habits? What do you want to talk about, like eating habits?
So that is more towards lifestyle as well. So eating habits, as in planning your food diary, planning your meals, depending on in the profession you are or the way your lifestyle is, you need to plan the ingredients, the nourishment, and things like that. So all that would come in eating habits.
Okay. Can we write something about this whole lockdown and how that has impacted our eating habits?
Yes, yes.
So, pre-pandemic versus pandemic diets or eating habits. Okay.
But that would be actually very, I don't know. I mean, people have tried a lot of diets in lockdown, and
Yeah, that's
it
what.
has,
That's what. Like the thing is how it has impacted. Like people have tried it. Some people must have failed also. So it's a it's an interesting, like fun topic. Now, one of the main things is why we are discussing these things is the whatever we write about, we should really want to, it should really be connected to what we think of the world. It cannot be something which we don't understand and we just randomly start writing. So no matter whatever amount of research you will do, but you should be passionate about what you're writing. Like Alpana here, she is, she understands the field in terms of wellness, food. She has a certain viewpoint, so she's talking about these things, which is great. What else? Now, guys, what I want you guys to do is, uh, क्या करते हैं इसको, ये because let's just, I am getting
there could
little.
be, agri tourism, or wellness tourism also. That's also a very thriving area. So, for example, there will be a group of people who will do wellness retreat, and the farms and other understanding will also be included in that. So that's also one thing which, and even further to that would be community farming. A lot of people are getting into community farming also. As in, like, you commonly, you don't really own the land. Land is owned by someone else, but there's a whole there's a big community who would actually grow their food there, and then
Hmm.
they will have weekly visits or monthly visits, and then distribute that within themselves. So that's like a community, like a gated thing.
Right. Okay. So what I would do is I would, now wellness tourism as well as community farming. I feel those are kind of थोड़ा और research उस पे लगेगा to get to the point. Okay, we can do that, but I would
Okay.
put that right now off the list. These four topics which we have, okay, or four ideas which we have, let's build on these. So if I were, what I will do is just number these out. Now, what I want the audience to do is I want the audience to select the topic, okay, because then that will help us to kind of start working towards it. So, 1 second. So, guys, there are only four topics that we have right now, which is farm to table. Okay, and we will talk about few things over there based on ingredients or something. We will pick out a topic. The second one is eating habits. The third one is regional food across the globe and its impact. And the fourth one is food tech, which might be about cloud kitchens. Not sure, but so can you guys just hit the number which you want us to write on, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Even Alpana, you can vote. Like 1, 2, 3, 4 में क्या चीज आपको लिखना है, किस चीज के बारे में we can start writing. Okay, for I need more votes because that will help us come across a decision. Okay, Pratibha, it's to a lot of people favoring towards eating habits. Okay, I can see more people online. Come on. Alpana says 3. Okay. Yeah, that might be my favorite topic. Guys, 2. I think 2 के लिए सबसे ज्यादा I am seeing votes. So Alpana, can we work on 2? Okay, awesome. So, guys, now what has happened is all these are great ideas. Even other ideas which Alpana gave, like wellness tourism and all those things. And I'm not, if you see, I am not going to just throw them out. What I will do is instead, I will start on new page and we will pick out our topic which we need to. So let's just pick it out. Uh, and the topic which everyone wants to write about is eating habits. Now, the way to go about this thing is if I was doing this all by myself, alone without talking and explaining, I would have maybe done it faster. I don't know. But right now, you guys will have to help me out here. Okay. So, how we go about this is first thing, Alpana, if we can have a lot more discussion about this particular topic, it would really help. Okay. So, can you tell me what exactly would make sense right now? What's happening in the space? Why should we write about eating habits? Alpana has shared her Insta ID also, which is great. So you guys can take a look. But Alpana, can you tell me why should we write about this topic? Why do you feel the need for this topic?
See, actually, nutrition as a space itself has proliferated across strata, and everywhere you will see there is either talk about food or talk about lifestyle, and also I feel there is confusion as well. Many entities, if you see in the space, like whether it is food companies or food products, and even the organic movement, if you see, the real organic movement, what it is in every state is different. I'm talking of India. And if you see worldwide, again, organic standards and the way it is done is different. So all these things, I mean, to decipher all these things is very important, and what is in it for you is very very necessary, and it is a quite a long journey that I have myself seen for I mean, while when I actually got into this. So this is something that, I mean, if someone can actually decipher it for you, that's like a great thing. I mean, some of the leading nutritionists are already doing it, and if you see the social media.
Okay.
So we really need to see, one is how well do you practice this. Okay, so this is up on the individual. So the topic that we have chosen is essentially about practice in individual's life. But then what to practice and how meticulously you do it and all that, and then having that drive and motivation also is something that one has to have.
Okay.
So deciphering stuff across these spaces which are going in all different directions, and then practicing it in your own life, and then having that drive, all these things together are needed, is what I feel. And of course, there is a high time that we need, because India is, I think, in some of the even if we talk about preventive health, it is a must now. Even today itself, there is a link. There is a talk which I will share a link with you. Uh, I mean, worldwide they are actually talking about preventive health, and they're talking about simple habits, like which are the lifestyle diseases, the lifestyle issues, which can be which actually do not need medicines. See, if you are really infected by something, that is a different thing. But things like diabetes or hypertension or there are so many things which are reversible or which are preventable very much. And even India never had so much of health related issues. So something is going
Okay.
wrong for sure. So that's where these interventions are needed.
Okay. Awesome. You are giving me a lot of meat. It is great. Okay. Let's start writing on these things. So if you guys see, we have not even started writing, but there are a lot of ideas which already are there, and this is happening because Alpana is actually dedicated towards this space, right? She knows, she is following this, she is actively writing about it. So this is coming naturally to her. So she is seeing these glaring problems and she's seeing all these issues, and that's where this is happening. Pratibha has also added a few things over there on the chat, that there has been a sudden lifestyle change after the pandemic. Okay, awesome. So lifestyle change, interruption due to pandemic, and just look at the way I am not. This is this is actually me not writing. This is you guys sharing ideas and me just blatantly copying them. Okay, so this is what this section is what Pratibha has shared. Thanks a lot for this. There has been a sudden lifestyle change after the pandemic. So, effect of the pandemic. Okay, people have more time for themselves now, and hence are more interested to make. Okay, she's giving a very different take on this. Keep people now have more time with them, so they are ready to invest their time and effort towards this. And one of the most primary element for lifestyle change is food, and hence a lot of change can happen. She's personally curious about what people around her are doing. So what she's talking about is, can we share some examples of people who are, doing these lifestyle changes? So when we talk about examples, we are talking about influencers in a way. Okay, it can be macro or micro influencers, but I know someone on Instagram who I follow. Okay, and she has, I've been following her for years now. So let's just catch her now. See how the connection is happening. The connection is happening based on only one thing, that Pratibha has put her points down in a certain way, and she wants examples. Now, when she wants examples, I can quote examples from, like, let's say, from my experience, Amrita of Life. If you see, she's a millennial rediscovering ancient wisdom, aspiring Ayurvedic chef. She does food workshops and pop-ups. So if you want to learn more about, a good way of um, eating food or consuming food, or even understand how to make certain recipes, you can actually follow her. So this is, and her journey is authentic because I have seen her grow over a period of time. Okay. So again, what I will do is, she's talking about something interesting, bajra crackers. So I'll just copy this link and I will post it over here. So one of the influencers is Amrita of Life. Alpana, do you have any influencer or any reference for all of us who we can follow for nutrition, according to you?
Yeah, nutritionist, you can follow Rujita Divekar. She is one of the leading nutritionists, and she also does a lot of social videos where she gives out quite a useful information, which you
Right.
can see. Unless, again, I mean, when we talk about eating habits, the topic that we have shared, as I said, it is on an individual.
It
How
is.
well
It
do you
is.
follow? There will be plethora of information you will find across the net.
Correct. But the point is, when we write an article and why we are, taking, when we take this challenge up, The whole idea is to give them filtered information. Like if you see what
Yeah. Directions,
Pratibha is,
yes.
yeah, what Pratibha is saying is she personally is curious about what people around me are doing. I don't know, like how many of you guys know Amrita of Life? I knew
Yeah, I
about
know her.
like you would know because you are in this space, but think about all the other people on this right now the webinar. They don't know about her, okay, or they might know about her in a certain way, but now she is an aspiring you can say Ayurvedic chef or something on those lines, which is crazy. I'm not heard of the term Ayurvedic chef, but okay, she's creating something. Ruchita Divekar, she's a she's already quite a famous person. And
Hmm.
if you see the post which I have linked, the 12-week fitness project 2021 guideline, the 3 rules for eating pulses, this is again a useful post.
Very
So
useful, yeah.
so the whole idea with this is it is all connecting to what we want to do. Okay, now what I am doing at this moment, guys, this is nothing else but ये रिसर्च कर रहा हूँ मैं, और मैंने रिसर्च करके बहुत सारी चीजें इकट्ठा कर दी है. Okay, let's look at a framework now. Okay, framework for writing a blog. And when we think about a framework for writing a blog, there has to be a headline for sure. Okay, and that headline needs to be a really attractive headline. Okay, people should feel like reading my blog based on the headline. That's the purpose of the headline. If you see anything in newspaper में अगर right now the headline which will affect everyone is uh, something like corona cases in the city have gone up. ये ये मैं लिख सकता हूँ. People might see it, might not see it, but CM is thinking about CM is hinting at another lockdown. This is certainly a headline which people will pay more attention to because it is going to affect you. Corona cases have gone up, down. ये होते ही जा रहा है अभी. तो वो बात में वो अट्रैक्शन नहीं रहा है वर्सेस अभी जो वी हैव अनलॉक हो गया है एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स, बट नाउ दे आर सेइंग अगेन लॉकडाउन होगा. So you need to have this kind of a attractive headline which makes the person read कि अरे यार ये मुद्दा क्या है दिखते हैं. So we'll think of that. The second part to this is we need to have a kick-ass introduction. Okay. Now the introduction is totally connected to who you are writing for. Your entire article is actually for some person who you are writing for. Okay. So एक आपको audience आपके दिमाग में होना ही चाहिए. We'll talk about the audience also. कौन है, but we need to have a kick-ass introduction. Next, from the introduction, we need to intrigue people. There should be an intriguing statement. So let's say an intriguing statement which salivates the audience or the salivates the reader to read more. In between, see what's happening is again and again you have to make the person feel like अब क्या होगा, अब क्या होगा, अब क्या होगा. It's like you're binge watching on Netflix. Why do you binge watch? You binge watch because जो लास्ट सीन ऐसा ये लोग कर देते हैं ना ये सीरीज में कि यू आर लाइक शिट अभी क्या होगा. Okay, so the word is how do you kickstart that curiosity from one section to another, because that is what is going to make the person read more. Okay, so the next part is you need to have, let's say, the main body of the you can say essay or blog which you're writing, and body may there should be like 3 4 ideas. So idea 1, idea 2, idea 3, idea 4. Okay, after this what you need is you need to share some inspiration if you can. Okay, you need to give a nice conclusion and you need to end with few questions. Okay, because think of it, वी आर क्वेश्चंस जो है ये क्वेश्चंस हो सकता है या फिर ये पोस्ट स्क्रिप्ट हो सकता है. Basically, the idea is you want the person, see, you are not writing only one blog. You want the person to read another blog, okay, or you want the person to contact you. That's the whole idea. That's the whole reason why you're doing this. The person should, be trust, like they should have so much trust on you that they want to talk to you now. So ये करने के लिए you need to also give them ideas, like after the conclusion is happening, climax हो चुका है, okay, एक film का, like I I feel a lot of people out here would be seeing something like an Avengers and all these kind of movies. या फिर so do you guys? Okay, I will not assume it. I'm wrong on assuming stuff. How many of you guys have seen Avengers, or you guys follow Marvel movies? Say me. That's it. How many of you guys have seen Avengers, Spider-Man, all these things? एक बंदा महमूद. Okay, there's really. Fatiba says only if my boyfriend was. Okay, if you have not seen, no, not a problem. क्या होता है? मूवी खत्म हो जाता है पूरा. पूरा मूवी खत्म होने के बाद there is this whole credit scene which goes out, okay, which is credits roll. जितने लोगों ने काम किया मूवी पे वो लोग सबका नाम आता है. और ये सब नाम खत्म होने के बाद आपको लगा है कि मूवी खत्म हो चुकी है, बट ये सब नाम खत्म होने के बाद there is a post credit scene. And in that post credit scene, basically they show you some fun part which will excite you or keep you salivating for the next Avengers or next movie, whatever, Spider-Man, जो भी आ रहा है उसके लिए. Okay, this also happens if you're writing a email to someone. One of the email hacks which I will be talking about next time, but I'll just give it out here, is you write a formal email, but at the end of it, after regards, after your signature and everything, put a postscript and keep it an interesting postscript. Hey, if you want to see something exciting, click here. Okay, or else you tell them something else. You want a free coffee, click here. What will happen with that is वो click here जब रहेगा वहां पे जो है that person will click, and they are clicking because they want a free coffee or something. या फिर it can be want a free coffee, call on this number or message. What happens with that is it gives that person कि ये सच में चल भी रहा है क्या? Let's see if it works. So this is what happens. There's an excitement in the postscript. When you write emails or when you write letters also, script is one part of it, but the postscript is the most important according to me, because वहां पे आपका personality reveal होता है. Okay. So without taking further time, let's start off. Alpana, can you tell me the audience right now for whom we are writing? I'll just give my few takes over here. My idea is we are writing for, let's say, millennials, and we are writing for people who have millennials who have undergone the pandemic, okay, maybe gained weight or have seen or have developed a sedentary lifestyle with bad food habits, who are looking and due to this they want change in their meal. Now if you see what I am writing over here is I'm writing exactly किसके लिए मैं ये लिख रहा हूँ. Aspiring health enthusiasts. Okay, that's also a nice way to put it. Aspiring health enthusiast. But again, basically health enthusiast है या जो भी बंदा है, ये जो भी बंदा होगा या बंदी होगी, इनको चेंज चाहिए. They are, they feel weird about eating, like they are irritated with the same old routine and same food that they are eating. Okay, they feel lethargic and low on energy throughout the day. Brain fog is real. Okay. So इनका issue ये है, they don't feel active, they feel lethargic and everything. So this is my audience, very specific audience. Okay. However, see, reading and subscribing to something is one thing, and actually practicing it is another. Okay. Um, so what Alpana wants is a practical approach. Okay? And I feel I will take this. So a practical approach. Now, Alpana and everyone, we cannot inspire change in just in just one blog. Change has to be cyclic in nature. We have to keep on doing routines and all those things. But I understand what you are trying to say. It's not going to be ki pad liya ho gaya, which I totally agree. So attractive headline. We'll come to the headline part. Let's start with the intro. Okay. So we are writing for a person who has gone through the pandemic. One of the things which I normally believe, okay, the way you write needs to be conversational. Okay. The way you write needs to be conversational. So what I do is I'll just write a pandemic. Okay. Pandemic. Pandemic. What does this word, what word comes to your mind when you think of pandemic? Lockdown, Ludo, binge watch, work from home, vessels, washing vessels. Okay, washing your hands was also there. Washing your hands ki jagah pe I will say sanitizers and masks. Okay, washing vessels, Zoom calls. Okay. Now, what I am doing is the way I am starting is, and this is, I normally think of there are different ways to start, but first thing which I want to do for the person is I want to create a connection immediately. जैसे मैं start करता हूँ. So, pandemic. What word comes to mind when you think of the pandemic? Okay. So these are all experiences which people have gone through. So that's why it becomes simple for me to create that initial connection. Okay, so let's just do this. Corona, yeah, COVID-19 seems better. Lockdowns, Ludo, binge watching, work from home, sanitizers, masks, washing vessels, Zoom calls. While all of the above is true, my energy levels and weight weighing scale, okay, my energy levels and weighing scale tells a whole different story. Okay, so what I did now is मैंने शुरू किया pandemic से. What word comes to mind when you think of the pandemic? COVID-19, lockdown, Ludo, binge watching, work from. So whenever the person reads something which they already know of, it kind of matches their worldview, and they go on saying yes, 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 and all the things which I have said. If you are a millennial who has gone through the lockdown, you will say yes to all of this. Okay. And then I have written, while all of the above is true, my energy levels and weighing scale tells a whole different story. Okay. Here's my list of what I remember, or here's my list. Okay, I don't want to give another list. I'll just start writing. My energy levels and weighing scale tells a whole different story. Weight has gone up as most of the lockdown was me glued into my laptop with client calls over Zoom. If that wasn't enough, I further, much like everyone, stayed away from sunlight or fresh air, locked within under house arrest. Okay. So now I'm trying to build the story towards my journey and all those things. And this is further going to make that person feel, as I, again, but when you put a piece of yourself out there, people will connect to you. People love to hear stories or personal experiences. Think of how many personal blogs are becoming, have millions of subscribers. Think of how many biographies India is producing right now. Okay, right now there is a new movie for Saina Nehwal which is going to come in. There was so many sports biopics which have come in. There are so many other biopics which are coming in. So imagine, as a nation or as a human, we all love to hear stories. We quote people like Elon Musk, we quote people like Steve Jobs, and we talk about their stories. So the whole thing is, when you put down your story also out there, little bit, not much, little bit, it will help people to connect with you as a person, and then so you become the hero, or the protagonist, hero, heroine, nahi, but protagonist of the story. Okay. So if that wasn't enough, I further, much like everyone, stayed away from sunlight. So result, lack of vitamin D, leading to low energy levels, as well as lack of movement or laziness, leading to zero, leading to wait, leading to my point. Okay, I have gained, okay, at least 10 kgs. Okay, I have gained at least 10 kgs. Now this again, I think I have gained 10 kgs. Okay, this is not, I'm not fibbing out here. Okay, I've gained at least 10 kgs in the process, and I'm trying to get back to routine. Need to shed off all this excess weight, plus start exercise. Okay. During the pandemic, or else let's say I would just write being a bachelor. I am not. I did not have the privilege of home cooked meals during the pandemic. While the entire world was happy to eat घर का खाना, I looked at Zomato and Swiggy menus. Crazy. Zomato, I can only imagine the plight, or else again, I'm straying somewhere else. I'm self editing it. So this is what happened during the pandemic. So me being a bachelor, I'm with one of my roommates, and we are continuously working. We are working like 16 to 18 hours a day. Okay. And when we are working on like for such long hours, we do not have this whole habit of cooking food and all those things. So we literally have survived on Zomato and Swiggy. Okay. When the world was saying कि आप स्टोरेज कर लो, आप ये कर लो, हमने कुछ नहीं किया, बिकॉज हमको पता था हम लोग किसको येड़ा बना रहे हैं. Even if we get a Maggie or stack bundles of potatoes or something, we are not going to cook. So the entire pandemic we just ate out. We used to call food, and because of Swiggy and all these guys, we are where we are. So crazy. I can't thank them enough. एनीवेज नाउ ये पूरी कहानी हो गई, सब कुछ बोल दिया, इंट्रो मेरा हो चुका है. नाउ आई नीड टू गेट द ऑडियंस, सो आई हैव सेट द ग्राउंड. व्हाट आई हैव सेट द ग्राउंड इज माय वेट हैज गॉन अप. आई हैव आल्सो सेट द ग्राउंड कि माय एनर्जी इज लो, and also I have set the ground key because I'm a bachelor. It's not like I'm going to suddenly start cooking and all those things, right? So I have set the ground right. Now I have to start giving the solution towards this. Okay. So anyways, so as any person or any millennial online, I started looking deep into how can I get back on track with my body weight as well as energy. Okay, as well as energy levels. You would be surprised to know that even that nutrition is 80% responsible for your health, for your weight, and not actual exercise or gym. Uh, some people would actually say nutrition is 95% responsible for this. Okay. Now, this is I'm not giving a statistic out of thin air or something. I've done my research. Okay. I have actually done this, and I have basically understood one part key. no amount of exercise is going to help me get back to my ideal shape or ideal weight. What is going to do that is nutrition. Okay, most of the people who are gym goers and everything, and this is also one fact, people who compete in actual bodybuilding are the most weakest, okay, when they are in their best physical shape. Okay, so if you check out IFBB pro athlete, let's say, I'll just do this random search. Now understand one thing, मैंने एक चीज जो पहले आप लोग सोचो ये मैं किधर से किधर जा रहा हूँ, but the whole idea is कि I my antennas are always on. I have always researched over a lot of topics. So that's how I can keep on coming back to this knowledge. Now check this out. These people, we would think they are healthy. Okay, we would think they are healthy right now when they are competing, but actually speaking, they are the weakest and most badly they have been given nutrition during this point. बॉडी बिल्डर्स, इट्स नॉर्मल प्रैक्टिस कि जब ये कंपटीशन होता है, बॉडी बिल्डर्स पीछे बैक स्टेज में दो तीन बॉडी बिल्डर्स फेंट होते हैं. Okay, why it is so? Because before coming for this particular thing, they would stop salt for 2 3 days. They would stop even having, they would reduce water intake, because water will will show up in terms of bloating. So get this chiseled shape, to highlight it in the best form, the muscles, the cuts, everything, they have to be abstaining from water for at least 2 days or 3 days, and salt also. And because of this, they are at their weakest at this moment. Crazy world we live in. Vikrant has said he has lost 17 kgs in lockdown without major exercise, just diet. Crazy. Now, see, Abhi, I have written all of this data, and this is, let's just do a word count check, just so that we are on track. Okay, I have already, this is like 228 words जो अभी लिखे हुए हैं. Okay, there's a lot more to this which we have to go ahead. So let's start what I would say going forward. So you would be surprised to know that nutrition is 80% responsible for your. As a millennial online, I started looking deep into how can I get back on track with my body weight as well as energy levels. Okay, you would be surprised. Now, okay. So here's one second. Sorry. Enter meal plan. Okay. And when I say enter meal plan, the whole idea is I want to talk about meal plan and the idea behind it. So I would just do some research on this part. What exactly is a meal plan and everything. Okay. Now, as you will research, there are so many different meal plans which are there. Okay. I just want to see one thing. Meal plans based on profession is what we want to talk about. Okay. And this is some interesting meat which is there, which we have spoken about. I'll just pick all of this data. I'll publish it here. Okay. And I will start thinking about uh, these parts. Now, this is what actually uh, Alpana had mentioned. Like when she was talking, I had made notes over this. Okay. Now, इंटर मील प्लान को अभी के लिए मैं वहीं पे रखता हूँ. ये इसको थोड़ा फॉर्म कर लेते हैं. सो इससे जो है और अपने 300-400 वर्ड तो निकल जाएंगे. Okay. So nutrition as a space has proliferated across strata. Now, Why is nutrition confusing? Yeah. So I have just given this one part. Nutrition, again, I would abstain from using such big words like proliferated and all those things. I would just say, uh, over the years, humans have developed into various cultures and practices, into various cultures. Okay, with culture comes tradition as well as certain practices which can be seen easily in the various forms of food out there. Food definitely affects how people react, interact, and congregate. While for some cultures, food is a hush hush eating session without small talks. For others, dining table is where the conversation turns into celebration, dinner, meal after meal. Okay. Now, the idea of basically culture and how, what is the significance of food, ये मुझे देना है. Okay. Our food habits also are defined to this, and we continue without questioning our traditions. Okay. For a lot of years, ghee was considered to be fattening as well as not recommended, uh, as it would lead to high cholesterol in the by the Western culture. However, today the West has adopted ghee to the point that it is mixed in their coffees as well. Trust me. Don't believe me? Check this out. The Bulletproof Coffee. Now, what I'm doing is I'm giving interesting information. You cannot just give random information to people and ask them कि भाई ये एकदम serious topic है और ये serious topic को आपको इस तरीके से देखना है. You have to hook them in, to continuously hook them in. What I am trying to do is I have started this topic about why is nutrition confusing. Okay, so over the years, humans have developed into various cultures. With culture comes tradition, as well as certain practices, which can easily be seen in the form of food out there. Food definitely affects how people react, interact, congregate. While some cultures, food is a hush hush topic. Like खाने के टाइम पे मजाक नहीं करने का, ऐसे भी लोग हैं. और दूसरे लोग हैं जो खाने के टाइम पे मजाक करते हैं, मजा आता है उनके साथ बैठ के. आप खाओगे, आप ज्यादा भी खाओगे और आप मजे से खाओगे. Okay, and over the years, food is why food is confusing. This is what we are talking about. So ghee, all these years, okay, over these years was considered as a no-no by the Western culture. But today, what the Western culture does is they literally put ghee in their coffee, okay, and they call it the bulletproof coffee. So what I'm now going to do is the bulletproof coffee. Okay. Now here you can either put in a recipe or something, or if you don't want the recipe, what you could do is bulletproof coffee, and they normally put either they will put oil or they will put ghee. So मैं ghee इसमें लिख देता हूँ. Okay. So unsalted grass-fed butter and MCT oil is what they are saying. Ghee coffee in the morning. So I would pick this up. I drank ghee. This is a nice image. I will pick up this image also. Okay. This image is from Shutterstock, if you see. So बंदे ने ये भी बता दिया है तो सही है. If you want, you can search it. But अभी के लिए, just for reference, I would put this up over here. So what I am doing is, yeah, Alpana also said a picture maybe. So crazy. So now this is the bulletproof coffee. What we need to also do is, आपने ये कहाँ से उठाया, ये लिंक ले लो. ओके, source. Okay, this is the source. लिंक. ये बंदे का क्या नाम है? Here, health shots. Okay, so instead of putting the entire link like that, what I will do is source healthshots.com, and I will cut I will cut this entire thing, and सिर्फ healthshots.com को मैं यहाँ पे लिंक कर दूंगा. ऑब्वियसली ये इमेज मुझे चेंज करना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज ये इमेज उन्होंने शायद से राइट लिया है, मैंने नहीं लिया है. बट आई एम जस्ट कीपिंग इट सो आई कैन टेल माई ग्राफिक डिजाइनर और whoever, or I can search for an alternative and put it out there. So I have written this. Don't believe me? Check this out. This is the Bulletproof Coffee. If you want, you can check it out over here. Blah blah blah. और एक चीज, I will just read this. The Desi answer to the West obsession with Bulletproof Coffee. Okay, so this girl, Sonakshi, she is 20 kilos down and struggling to maintain weight loss by preaching healthy eating. By eating, okay, awesome. She is like every one of us. Okay, तो ये मैंने कर दिया. Why is nutrition confusing? So now there is a lot of confusion in the space. Now we're not talking about. I hope you get the point. Again, the way I am writing, it's like a conversation. I hope you get the point. There is a lot of confusion in now nutrition space. लिखना वो थोड़ा मुझे unnatural लग रहा है. So there's a lot of confusion in our minds about nutrition, and research keeps on changing their sites. Okay, and even scientific research keeps on changing their sites. I can give a lot more, you can say, examples out here, but I am not. Like one more example which I have top of my mind is cholesterol. What we know about cholesterol is wrong. Okay. Cholesterol, after if you do a lot of your research, what you will figure out is cholesterol is like that innocent bystander. ओके, जो एक मर्डर सीन हो गया है बट एक बंदा सिर्फ उधर खड़ा था, तो पुलिस आई, पुलिस ने बोला ये बंदा इधर खड़ा था, यही मर्डरर है. सो कोलेस्ट्रॉल का भी रिसर्च मैंने काफी कंफ्लिक्टिंग देखा है, जहां पे दे से कि कोलेस्ट्रॉल इज नॉट रियली द मेन रीजन व्हाई एनीथिंग इज हैपनिंग, बट इट इज लाइक अ thing which you find where you find the crime scene. So that's where research is not 110% right every time. So what here we have is companies, organizations, cultures don't seem to agree on foundational things about uh, food in India. Now this again make the reader think about it. In India, the ideal meal is different from the ideal meal in the USA. Okay, heck, even if you see what they consume as food within India is very different from each state to another. While South India relies more on a high carb diet. Okay, South Indian लोग क्या करते हैं? South Indians, they keep on eating a lot of carbs. Everything has rice in it. Okay, their staple food is rice, and with rice they will have sambar. With rice they will have maybe fish curry or something on those lines. Even dosas which you get traditionally in hotels in Mumbai or somewhere, most of the times it is rice atta, it is not urad dal. Okay, urad dal is the original ingredient, but normally log sala rice use karte hain. So if you are going to eat all these things, it's a high carb diet. Okay, whereas in the northeast, okay, or even north, people eat a different or eat a varied ratio of protein to carb. This brings us to the crazy question, or to the pivotal question: is there an ideal meal plan for everyone? Okay. Well, this brings us to many pivotal questions, or to many pivotal नहीं हो सकता अगर बहुत सारे questions हैं. So this brings us to many questions. Is there an ideal meal plan for everyone? Does it change based on my region or profession? Can I eat the same amount based on the weather? Okay. So these are few questions. Now this is the time when you have to start thinking about what are the questions which a person will have. कि meal plan को लेके, because we are talking about our topic basically is, one second, is about eating habits and meal plans based on profession. So I want to introduce one of these points in some way. Okay. Second is I want to also talk about this. Maybe I also want to. So what I've done is based on what Alpana and I spoke, whatever she had spoken about, मैंने उसको कैसे तो integrate कर दिया. Okay. Then she also made one very important point कि how can it be easy to practice as an individual. Okay. And this is also good for preventive health. Okay. So this brings us to many questions. Can I eat? Can I reduce weight by eating right? Then what is the right amount? Like इतने ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस भर दो दिमाग में कि वो बंदा जो है एस्केप ही ना कर पाए ये चीज से. They need to read the article to get answers to all of these questions. Okay. Then you talk about I am maybe 35 plus and working um, for almost 50 plus hours a week. I don't have time. Is there a solution for me? Each one of us on this call, or whoever is not on this call also, the issue is only 2-3 things in our life. एक है टाइम, दूसरा है पैसा. ओके. सो टाइम मेरे पास है नहीं, ऐसे हम लोग सब खुद को बोलते जाते हैं. एक दूसरा क्वेश्चन हमेशा जो होना चाहिए वो है हाउ मच is this going to cost me? Okay. And we have to satisfy, these are objections which a person has, and we have to satisfy these things. Now what Alpana is saying is what is going wrong currently. Does he or she write a meal diary? Questions. Now Alpana, these are solutions more than questions. Like what is going wrong currently is your diagnosis. So that is a great way to start the next section, which is what is going wrong with your meals. Okay. So again, what's happening is Alpana is giving me some idea, and based on her idea I can connect the dots over here and I can keep on writing. Now understand, this is the part about writing which I want you guys to do. First thing is, today when I woke up, okay, I didn't know I'm going to be writing about food. Okay. I was not of any, I didn't have this thought process कि आज चलो यार आज एक अच्छा दिन है खाने के बारे में लिखते हैं, मुझे पता नहीं था. बट मैंने क्या किया, मुझे एक हद तक आई वॉज लाइक अफ्रेड ऑल्सो टू गेट ऑन दिस कॉल, बिकॉज आई वॉज लाइक पता नहीं क्या लिखवाएंगे, पता नहीं क्या टॉपिक आएगा. एंड राइट नाउ वी हैव मैनेज्ड टू राइट अराउंड 560 वर्ड्स. Okay. And there are still so many ideas which are there in my mind ki I can write a lot more. Okay. So what is going wrong with your meals? This is one of the first questions which we need to talk about. Well, nutrition in India is a crazy beast. Reason, घर का खाना and the sheer number of festivals. Start a diet. So when you start a diet, okay, and you stop it. When you start a diet and you stop it, ये कितने लोगों ने किया है? Please say me if you have done this. Okay. Now, this behavior of starting a diet and stopping it, this is known as yo-yo dieting. Okay, so yo-yo diets have been something which we all are guilty about. But why do you yo-yo diet? Now again, जानबूझ के मैं ऐसा एक क्वेश्चन लिख रहा हूँ जो वो बंदे को समझेगा नहीं, या फिर वो सोचेगा ये क्या absurd क्वेश्चन है. Why do you yo-yo diet? Now, yo-yo diet, if you, what I would do is, there is a term, I'm not making it up, right? Yo-yo dieting. Okay. So this is WebMD, the worst page to read about anything. हाँ, ये insider.com पे अच्छा आर्टिकल है. How to stop yo-yo dieting and finally keep the weight off. So what I will do is, you should also have these links, you know, which help people to understand these things. You don't have to define everything. आप सब चीज का जवाब आपको नहीं देना है. आपको लोगों को जो है ये एहसास जरूर देना है कि आप ये ढूंढ सकते हो. इफ यू जस्ट क्लिक हियर यू विल गेट टू दैट आंसर. ओके, सो व्हाई डू यू यो योर डाइट. नाउ यहाँ पे मैं चेंज करूंगा, यू को वी कर दूंगा. यू ओवर हियर व्हेन समवन इज डूइंग समथिंग wrong, it feels, they would feel bad about it when you say you are doing wrong. So instead, why do we yo-yo diet? It includes every one of us, so no one is at fault. Okay, so why do we yo-yo diet? For, as I mentioned before, one of the things is festivals. I just can't keep my hand off those sweets. Okay, so festivals, again मैं ये culture की तरफ जा रहा हूँ. Then I would say, however, the real reason is lack of self control. Okay, lack of self control, lack of intention, inability to see change. Okay, now when we see all these things, we are not, I don't want to introduce something very harshly. Okay, I don't want to say कि भाई तू follow नहीं कर सकता, you do not have you do not have a passion, you do not have the intention. ये सारी चीजें सच है, बट ये बोल के कुछ फायदा नहीं है. और लोगों को समझना है, वो लोग खुद से खुद के लिए they are going on saying these things internally. The internal dialogue is where people kill themselves. So I don't want to attack on that. I want to start it off with something like, dude, I just can't keep my hands off those sweets. And then I introduce the real reason. However, the real reason is lack of self control, lack of intention, inability to see change. Most diets and exercise regimes fail because we don't feel the change, or we are unable to connect the dots to our best next to our best body shape. Okay, we think it is forever elusive, and therefore we start cheating in between. It might start with a chai or a coffee with just one packet of sugar. However, once you break, then it's simple for people. Yeah, Pratibha, no worries. I will be sharing this. I'll be putting this up online, and I will also the recording. You will get this recording as well at the end of it. So don't worry. It might start with a chai or coffee with just one packet of sugar. However, once you break, then it's simple for people to lose. It's simple for people to again fall back to our own to our old patterns. At the end of it all, we are humans, creatures of instinct who can do better but fall prey to our lizard brain. Okay. Now, this is something I am introducing more different topics, you know, over here, like lizard brain and all those things. So, lizard brain. Okay. And I will put in this the evolution of brain, and obviously the reptilian brain composed of blah 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 blah. Okay, here automatic routines which over time we have learned to do without thinking, such as playing tennis, are largely performed by our lizard brain. Okay, so when we are driving at the same time, that's because the reptilian brain was doing most of the driving. Sometimes some things we are not unconscious of is happening because of this. Now, what I am trying to tell over here is भाई ये क्यों फेल हो रहे हैं अपन. Okay, so this part is something which we are pushing it out here. Okay, one second, why is someone calling me right now? Sorry. Okay, so but we fall prey to our old patterns, and which is what I have given over here. I could also do one thing. So I could also pick up some parts of this. So this part I really like. Okay, and I will just pick this up and I will put it here. ये जो है, this is basically taking up I am quoting someone, and this is what your blog is not your own blog. You have to actually pick up in see writing on the internet is something which you can do in this way. And why you can do it this way is because when you write, you cannot do all the research by yourself. You are going to perform research based on your reading. And when you read, people go, if you show things which are like here, this is research done by an MD. He is more, authoritative than me to talk about the lizard brain, even if we know like this. Okay, even if I know the subject, I am not as you can say qualified to talk about this, and people will take in this ये बंदे का you can say conversation or ये बंदे का topic, people will pick this up. Alpana, what you can do is you can certainly pick it like this. You have to give them due credit. Okay, so what I am doing is, if you notice, I have given here the name of this person. I will also mention the source. Okay, the good part about this is what you can do is you can actually talk to you can actually write them a mail. You can write a mail to this person. You can maybe talk to him on Twitter, and you can actually tell them ki I have published this article and I have included your section over here, and this is done so that people in my space will actually understand more about this topic, and you have said it more clearly than I could have ever thought of. What will happen based on this is, if they like it, they might share it. And when they share it, you automatically, the problem which you are facing right now, you will get distribution. Okay. So this is one of the ways to get distribution also. Um, Again, psychologytoday.com, and everyone for SEO, people love backlinks, or Google loves backlink. You can actually, give them the credit, and you can actually write a mail to them, and that will help you in your phase. Again, what I'm doing with the formatting is, I am janbujke, I am formatting this in a different style, so people know this is not me writing, this is someone else. And you will see a lot of international blogs do these kind of things. Okay, done. What happens also because of this, you can also for SEO part of it, you can add a tag. I don't remember the tag, but there is a tag which you can add in your code, which will tell Google, it's a canonical tag. You can add a canonical tag over here, which will tell Google, ki, okay, this is not original content, and this you have taken for XYZ reason. So there won't be any other SEO based issues also. Okay, one second, guys. Formatting. The game is all about formatting. Okay, so once you have finished, now that we know why we yo-yo diet, let's figure out the solution. Start small. Okay, right now, everyone, I think many people know about this book, and it's a very famous book called Atomic Habits. Okay, and what the author basically talks about is, if you read even the cover, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. So tiny changes, remarkable results. That's the way it can, like, that's the way it is written. So I would say start small. And again, the name of the person is James Clear. So if you just go to James Clear and blog, okay, he has written articles. Okay, if you go down to his articles, you will figure out creativity focus habits, the ultimate habit tracker guide. Now, these are things which you can pick up directly, and you can ask people, start small, like tiny small. Okay, here, what, or you can say, read what the author of Atomic Habits, James Clear, has to say about building and tracking habits. Okay, so you do this, you put this out there. So your blog has suddenly become like a repository for a lot of bigger things. It's not just related to um, what you have to add, to the picture, but it's also related to what are people who are leading in the space of habits. Let him talk about it. You don't need to talk about this. Okay, so you just say start small, like tiny small. Read what the author of Atomic Habits. Now I have just picked up this link without reading, you know a whole lot of things, but I have read the book and I know this guy, I've read his stuff. This is certainly going to add value to the reader if they are trying to build habits. Okay, I can do one thing which I will do is the habits guide, how to build good habits and break bad ones. I can just, I think that's a very powerful title than what I have written. So one second. Okay, Yeah. Then let's figure out the solution. So you have given them one solution. Then you also say meal plan. Okay. Are you the authority in meal plans? Is what you have to think about. Okay. Alpana, anyone you can recommend who is talking about this subject in a very detailed way? I know this one guy. Okay, Alpana is saying Puja Makija. Okay, Puja Makija. Okay, nice. And she's got, if you see YouTube channel and all these things are there, she's a celebrity nutritionist. Okay, what Alpana has done is she has given me three leaders in the space of nutrition. Okay. Now, what we'll have to do is we will have to look into all of these, you can say, different things in terms of what is Pooja Makija saying, what is Ruchita Devekar saying, Lovely in God. Or what we can do is we can just pick up some part of it which is easier. Okay. So let's say Pooja Makija on popular weight loss diet plans. Okay. And this can make your blog again interesting because when you are putting in content in different format, okay, it will really happen. See what Puja, expert nutritionist Puja Makhija has to say about popular weight loss diet. Okay, so this will be a YouTube link which we will be embedding onto our page in the blog so that people will see the YouTube video right then and there. Why I want to do it like this is this will help us or help the audience, keep their attention also up. If someone does not want to read or they get irritated with reading all these things, उनके लिए video भी है. Okay, when they see the video, then they come to this part. Okay, I will search for next Ruchika Divekar and diet plan. So she has given now. See, this is the part. Here in this particular, you can say conversation, there is a lot of things which she has given in different ways. Okay. Now this is she has given a way to talk about. I think the Indian meal plan type. मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है. Okay. I promise you that if you follow this meal plan for the next 10 days, you will report better sleep, less bloating, blah blah blah, which is great, and you will be on the path to losing those inches in a sustainable manner. Okay, let's say the Ruchita Divekar start a meal plan. Okay, what I will do over here is I will pick these things up. Okay, and then I will edit it. ये मील प्लान है उनका जो उन्होंने यहाँ पे दिया है. एंड ये जिस तरीके से दिया हुआ है इट्स नॉट इजी टू रीड इज व्हाट आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड. सो मैं क्या करूँगा, मैं यहाँ से उठा के इसको सिंप्लीफाई कर दूंगा. Okay, first of all, it's looking different, so which is great. Now over here, eat a banana or any meal plan. So पहला मील प्लान ब्रेकफास्ट. Okay, breakfast and fresh, one fresh fruit. Start your day with one fresh fruit on an empty stomach. Okay. Post this after 45 minutes. Have a simple Indian breakfast. So there is upma, idli. So nothing, कुछ rocket science यहाँ पे नहीं है. Simple stuff which he's talking about. Dosa, poha, okay, paratha. That's it. That is breakfast. Eat more ghee. If you are not eating ghee or have thought it causes you to gain weight, guess again. Ghee is one of the best forms of, now this I'm not even looking at what she is talking about, of natural fats that your body will love. And it is, and मैं छोटा छोटा ज्ञान, माइक्रो ज्ञान देता हूँ. It is one of the most important pieces in an Indian keto diet. Okay. Now मैंने माइक्रो ज्ञान देना शुरू कर दिया कि कीटो डाइट करके कुछ है. मैंने ये नहीं बताया कीटो डाइट क्या है और समथिंग. I've just made it simple for people to understand now. Okay, so that वो उनके डिक्शनरी में वो वर्ड आ गया, फिर they will get intrigued, they will do the research themselves also. Okay, take into account, so put in as much blah, also take into account rice, dal, meat, roti, vegetable, blah, 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 blah. This is like ghee. Ghee is, see, it is a fat that breaks down, blah. Okay, then have a mid-morning snack. So now mid-morning बोला, ये अपने समझ में आता नहीं है इंडिया में. Okay, so I would just right now go to lunch. Okay, and she's talking about all those things during the day. Okay, she's talking about now see, her why is the Ayurvedic wisdom includes these drinks during the day was to stoke the appetite, ease digestion. So instead of a mid-morning snack, I would say hydrate yourself. Okay, because that's a more actionable thing. Hydrate yourself with nimbu pani, only 1 tablespoon or teaspoon sugar. If you can skip the sugar, better. So I am not suggesting a big change. I am ulta giving them like people don't put in people don't drink a lot of water, all those things. Now even यहाँ पे ये दिया हुआ है, but the way they have introduced it, you can have a fresh fruit or a homemade laddu barfi. ये सब बहुत like these are concepts जो हर घर में शायद से possible नहीं होगा. Homemade drink is definitely possible. उसमें भी नींबू पानी is definitely possible. Okay, and what her idea over here is, which I really like. So वो चीज अपन बोल देते हैं. That's it. Then she has spoken about the 4 to 6 meal. Okay, now 4 to 6 p.m. का meal दिया है ये. Again, अपना timings are very different. So lunch is what I am talking about. Okay, and please make it simple for the people. Don't give them a 4 to 6 का टाइम कि वो अभी करना मुश्किल हो जाएगा उनके लिए. तो लंच वो लोग जब लेते हैं, सो आई एम नॉट गेटिंग इनटू द ट्रैप ऑफ टाइमिंग्स एंड एवरीथिंग. सो लंच के केस में I would just talk about what she spoken here. Okay, whatever she has spoken, I would just say eat a traditional Indian lunch, preferably home cooked meal. Okay, roti, sabzi, dal, rice, small quantity. Okay. Now, जैसे ये थोड़ा सा मैंने बोल दिया कि इतना ही सिर्फ करना है. A good way to understand, a good way to understand how much to eat is ideally 2 rotis, 2 to 3 rotis, lots of sabzi, preferably green, with less oil, 1 cup dal, cup or bowl जो भी आपको बोलना, 1 bowl of dal, and little bit of rice. Okay. Now this is, I'm just giving a very generic diet because I again do not want to make that change feel so big that people think about it कि ये कैसे करेंगे, क्या होगा, कब होगा, and all those things. Okay. So again, what you can do is ideally ये put it up as a list so people can read it. Normally, the way you format your blog depends on how you want the person to grasp that information. I want people to maybe just copy this and just उसको जो है वो अपने मॉम को दे देगा या समथिंग एंड उसका काम हो जाना चाहिए. ओके, नेक्स्ट पार्ट, स्नैक. स्नैक रहेगा कैरी 6 to 7, 6 to 8 pieces of almonds and raisins. Yeah, eat 6 to 8 instead of that oily vada pav. Instead of milk based chai, have green tea. Okay. Now, all these things you can easily make it fun for them. So, green tea आजकल टपरी पे भी मिलता है. Okay. So, if you find a board, chai, tea, tapri, board, chai point है. So what I would say is just go to these places like Yeble Chai and all. उनका menu का एक click करके यहाँ पे डाल दो. So again, I would just write over here, insert Tapri menu to highlight green tea is accessible everywhere. Okay, ये हो गया. तो snack is done. Dinner. What is so light dinner, make or break meal. For dinner, eat rice with sambar and dal. Okay, so for traditional Indian dinner, okay, go for a traditional Indian dinner. Um, rice, rice and dal or sambar. Um, three rotis and sabzi. Because I don't think सबके घर पे राइस दाल बनता है या ऐसा कुछ भी है. One second. Like I typically see a lot of people eating a lot of time pass food for dinner. So again, making it simple, like rice and sabzi, that works. So roti and sabzi also works. One thing which Alpana has mentioned is gender neutrality in kitchen chores, skills planning management. It needs to become a norm. Now, this is Alpana. This is a good idea, but this becomes another article which we need to think about. And you can always connect this to this. Okay, so this is where we can say ki, thank you Rujuta Divekar for giving us this whole idea. What we will do over here is, एक second now. For some reason my थोड़ा अजीब से बिहेव कर रहा है कंप्यूटर right now. Anyways, I think I have a lot of tabs open. Let me just close these. Okay, yeah. So we have done this. Guys, we'll just be wrapping this up very soon. Give me like 15 more minutes and we'll wrap this up. Um, So as you can see, मैं format करते ही जा रहा हूँ जैसे जैसे मैं आगे बढ़ रहा हूँ. I am not waiting for formatting as the next step because I like it. I work like that. Uh, मेरा एक वो जो पूरा thought process था वो खत्म हो गया and then I just formatted so that I hate formatting it at the end of it because then I have to start thinking ये point कैसे डालना है. So this becomes our entire way in which we have broken this down. So if someone comes here, lunch, snack, dinner, okay, breakfast, ये एक tip है. So this you can introduce as a tip over here. इसको सिर्फ आइटलिक में डाल देते हैं. ये hydrate yourself is also one thing we want to do. Okay, with Nimbu Pani, if you can say, South Indians prefer to have rasam before their meals, as that is known to be a good appetizer. Okay, so just जो भी information आपके पास, you must, each one of us has some weird information. Okay, so the idea is कि ये सारी चीजें आप डाल सकते हो यहाँ पे. So let's figure out the solution. Habits आ गया, फिर मील प्लान्स आ गए. तो ये मील प्लान, या फिर दिस टाइटल इज ऑल्सो गुड इनफ. What we'll just do is some basic formatting. So when people read it, people will consume it in the right way. Because if you are working with someone else is publishing your blog, you yourself are not publishing it, then this is very important. Okay, when someone else is going to publish it, they will not know okay, how this should look. What I am doing with this is I am giving them an idea कि भाई ऐसा ही दिखना चाहिए. Okay, so with this we have finished this part. ये इसमें ये हीरो को पकड़ते हैं. Let's just put a background slide. Okay, let's just see the word count and then figure out how can we finish this fatafat. Yeah. Word count. So we are almost through with 1100 words. Okay, I don't think we will be able to reach 2000 right now. I can, but instead the better idea would be ki how we can make it simpler, like how we can close this in the right way, because I want to talk to you guys about the conclusion part of it. I would obviously, if you want, you can stick around. I would complete it in front of you. Otherwise, we can. I can record it later and just add it so that you guys can see it. Okay. Now we have given this meal plan. Then I will just write. We want them to succeed because that is something which Alpana mentioned, right? You are going to fail. Okay. I'm writing a counterintuitive title so that people pay attention to what is happening. So the whole idea is change. Talk about change. Change is not simple. Okay? It is not easy. Imagine we have spent almost, we have spent a year in the lockdown and don't know what's happening next. Okay? To break out of a pattern is not going to be as simple as reading this blog. What you will have to do each and every day is have an unwavering mindset and actually push yourself to eat at the right time, to eat the right things, to say no to junk food, to say no to sugar, to say no to processed foods. Bye bye pizza. Again, it's not, again, don't look at it as an everyday change. Don't search, don't keep on weighing yourself every day. Make a simple plan, better yet, a system. Eat when you are hungry or when it is the time. Make a menu at the start of the week. Share it with your mom or or cook. If you do the cooking yourself, invest in a whiteboard and write down a timetable of what to cook when. This make it almost a no-brainer. Make it a no-brainer. Stock up on all the resources. Remove junk food. Throw out the colas. Okay? If you replace, so now see here, remove junk food. I have written replace with you can say maybe let's say makhanas or something. You give them options. Throw out the colas. Store up on your nimbu stock. Okay, get order or so what I did, one of the change which I wanted to do is I wanted it to be a no brainer for me to start my day right. So I don't want to drink a chai or something or start my day with that. What I did is instantly I just asked the local nariyal wala ki bhai send me a coconut every day in the morning. That's it. So what happens is he gets a coconut every day in the morning and I drink that. It's simple. I have removed my thinking out of it because if I am thinking about it, that's when I will make the mistake. Okay. So I have removed my thinking and I have made it very simple for that person to give me a coconut. If a coconut comes in front of me, we like anyone else, I would drink it. So that's the whole idea which is there. So you can throw in some of these kind of ideas also. Example, I have made the change possible of hydrating myself with coconut water every morning. I did that by asking the local vendor to deliver it every day at my place by 9 a.m. Once the coconut is in front of me, I can't say no. Remove yourself out of decision making every day. The way you do that is by planning ahead and providing earlier. Imagine if you had a Maggie in your cupboard versus a poha, and I would ask for breakfast. What would you serve? You can't serve poha because you don't have the resources. What's in your reach is what you can serve. Do a favor, remove the not so healthy options and replace them with healthy, healthier. So now you've given a very simple trick to get this change happen. Uh, Now, lastly, develop have a accountability partner, someone who have an accountability partner, someone who wants your success as much as you do. Make them accountable for asking you regularly what what did your meal look like. Have to send images and written text. This single idea has helped many of people to stick to their diets. Remember, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Okay. So what I'm doing out here is I'm going on giving them easier tricks and tips to make this happen, make not fail, right? So this is what the whole idea is in terms of how they can do, how they can make start small, and how they can actually continue with this. The last thing, so if we look at this right now, you've got a crazy article at our hand and share some inspiration. So we have these inspiring people. What I would do is uh, here are few people who will inspire you to stay on the course. Okay. So I will also put in the other names which Alpana has given. So there is Pooja, Makhija, okay, and उसका link जैसे मैं ढूंढ के डाल दूंगा बाद में. But that the idea is कि इस तरीके से I can put in a lot of these influencers also and give them the right things to eat on a social diet. Socially also, if they start following these guys, it will help them, it will keep on giving them the track. So this is where it's important for people to stay fit. Okay, so we have this next conclusion. Okay, so every time when you are concluding an article, have the headline mention it, or have the sub headline mention ki this is conclusion. Okay. So in conclusion, what we want to say is basically you have to tie in the whole topic. Okay. Weight, diets, and weight, diets, and how you look is a very personal topic. In today's cancel culture, it's difficult to not offend anyone. The idea of sticking to a diet plan or the idea of eating right is not to say that you are not a good person or you are not, you don't know XYZ. The idea is just to optimize and become the best version of yourself. You deserve a life free of brain fog, proactiveness, and feeling light in everything that you do. If these are the reasons why, if you can discover the reason behind why you should adapt a new way of living, of lifestyle, then I am sure you will figure out a way to stick to it. What we have spoken in this article is just the tip of the iceberg. A diet is not a diet anymore, it's your lifestyle. So think about how you want to live it and stop being a victim of the circumstance. Okay. So basically, just round it off, give them a conclusion in a way that they are inspired to make the change. They should not feel कि it's burdensome. They should not feel कि okay, ये नहीं हो सकता है, and all of those things. There will be okay difficulties and low days, but that is life in general. Make it happen. Okay, okay, that is life in general. Remember, if you can think it, you can make it. Okay. And lastly, I have asked you guys to, pose some questions and all those things. So then, okay, one of the few things might be like, what are the questions which someone will have at the end of this session? So people might think, कि, नहीं यार, this is, think of this. Do you think um, this is just not that effective? Are you still not convinced? Okay. So, what will their objections be? you have to question them. Like, are you still not convinced about how to stop yo-yo dieting? Do you feel change is difficult? Let me know. I would personally want to get on an email or a Zoom call, okay, and help you to figure this out. I am no expert at nutrition. However, I care enough about making change happen. Now, what I'm doing with this is the postscript. I have told them few things. I have told a lot of things, right? And I have taken off things from people who are meaningful, who are experts in the space. But still, after reading, people might feel कि नहीं यार ये जवाब नहीं है. So I have personally told them कि भाई, if you have any of this issue, if you have any doubts, contact me. Okay, and then you give your contact details. Contact email jeet at synclarity.in. So this is the way in which I feel you can write the entire article. Let's see the word count. I don't think it will be 2000 words. Still, let's see. Close 1759. Okay, we can make it 2000, but I don't want to make it 2000 for the heck of it. I would rather spend 2 minutes to think of the title. What do you guys think the title should be? I am extremely thankful for Alpana, Manoj, and Vikrant to be around, because I know it was a massive session. But thanks a lot. Let's just wrap this up in 2 minutes. Any ideas on the title? What do you think a good title would be for something like this? Okay, I think everyone is tired. 1 second. Um, 1 second. Okay. Hmm. Back to basics. Okay. Back to basics. The essential food guide for the millennial. Okay. Pandemic edition. Okay, so again, what I'm doing here in the title is back to basics. I think it works. It's effective. It gives an idea to people कि it is foundational. And the other idea is the essential food guide for the millennial, who is my audience. So I'm giving that information also, and I'm also writing pandemic edition. So with this, what happens is our entire blog is done. Okay, obviously, this is the first draft. Okay, this is not the final copy at all. This is the first draft. What will happen is I have to think about SEO. I have to think maybe about more images and all those things. So it's maybe और एक आधे पौने घंटे का काम रहेगा to finish this off finally. But this is a good start to we got the entire blog out of our system. Once we reread it, normally what I would do is I would actually reread it maybe after a day or two and then make some changes. But this is what I wanted to explain to you guys is what is the mindset behind writing it. Okay. So I hope the session was helpful for you guys. The session gave you an insight. I know when it's a practical session, it's about uh, it gets boring after some time if you are not passionate about that topic. But this was supposed to be a session wherein you see how we can write an article, how I'm connecting ideas, how I'm picking up from the internet, and how I'm writing stuff. So with that said, I would just thank you guys to be for being patient and helping me out here. Alpana, I would, if you can share your thoughts on the article, it would really be great because it was an idea that you wanted to see shape. Like, what are your thoughts? Maybe it is not the article exactly what you had in mind, but what are your thoughts on this? It would be great if you can talk. One second. Okay, you can chat for sure. Good one. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So one thing about blogs are supposed to be this big. Okay. Blogs are supposed to be this big or even bigger because blogs are an idea. It's a medium where you have to put in a lot of research and you have to talk about a lot of big topics. And then you can talk about the small little things inside of it. Okay. Um, Guys, thanks a lot. I will just end the show right now. Yes, we certainly need to iterate it, define it, all these things. Manoj is asking how effective blog and the purpose of blog, what are functional advantages of blogs in digital marketing. Uh, Manoj, blogs are one of the most effective pieces of content because they are connected to your website. They are pieces of content which get ranked on Google, and as they get ranked on search engines or you share it across on maybe social media, people will come back to your website. When they come back to your website, what happens is they will come to know about your brand if they like it, if they like your blog, and they will also start looking at your services and other product offerings. So blogs are a gateway to your website and they are supposed to bring more attention. They are supposed to help your customer in some or the other way. Alpana says if you put in more around this and polish further, please do. I would see the way what I would add to this is I actually, when I started it off, I wanted to talk about a few things like how I would envision this blog further would be lifestyle. So diet for a marketer, diet for a homemaker, diet for a maybe lawyer, diet for a fitness professional. I would think of those all categories because then each person gets something or the other around this. Right now it is generic, but that is something which would be really cool. Like diet, if you are working the whole day and you're sitting in front of the computer, what should your diet look like? And maybe hacks on that. So those are few things which I want to get. Point is, how will you get this? People, there are many who write. See, readership is totally dependent on where you share these things and where you interact. Like first is obviously you'll share it on your website, you'll share it on your Instagram or Facebook and so on and so forth. But are people coming onto your page? Now, if people are not coming onto your page, then what you need to actually do is you need to interact with people on their channels. So you need to go on to, let's say, Instagram of maybe Rujuta Divekar or similar such influencers, and you need to talk to them. What you then need to do is you need to include their comments and tell them, Ki, I have included your information on my blog. So please check it out. What might happen is they might share it on their stories once, okay, or else they will just share it on a blog or something like that, or they might just share it, I got featured here. So when they feel that you are giving them a platform, they will share this. Give them a reason why you are asking them to share. Second part would be to get more readership in the space of food. I would say start interviewing these people. What might happen is if you interview, see, people may not know you, but people know a Ruchita Divekar. And if you have interviewed Ruchita Divekar and put that up on your blog, then people will come to your blog. When they come to your blog, they will feel over a period of time Alpana is the expert. Then they will start seeing what is Alpana writing about. And if you have written about all these things and they like it, then that's how you increase readership. So readership is going to come in based on how you can create trust. The biggest trust that you can create is if you can interview a person who is an expert. That's the simplest way to put it across. And then create it based on that. Have an email list, and on that email list, start putting out to people, hey, I'm interviewing Ruchita Divekar on this date. Be on, you can do an Insta live, you can do a Zoom call, you can do anything, right? So these are the ways in which you will get readership. Like, people want to know people who know people. Okay, people want to know people who know people. Rujuta Divekar was not a name actually famous by itself. Do you guys know how Rujuta Divekar got famous? Alpana, do you know why is Rujuta Divekar so famous? Yeah, how? Correct. Kareena Kapoor. So people want to know people who know people. And that is what Ruchita Divekar has done. Now imagine, what do you have to do? People know Ruchita Divekar, and do you know Ruchita Divekar? If you can establish that connection, people want to know Alpana. You already know a few influencers in the space which you have written about, right? Like, you know, means you know about them. You can reach out to them. Right now, what I could see is Pooja Makhija is not having her own, I think, YouTube channel. Maybe I might be wrong, but I didn't see her own YouTube channel as such. There is the foodie. Now, what the foodie is doing is, foodie is another channel who has got Pooja Makhija out here. Look at how they are introducing Pooja Makhija. She's a celebrity nutritionist. That means she's not a nutritionist, she's a celebrity nutritionist. So association, and that's how you get readership. Right now, agar the main thing which we do, basically everyone wants some or the other. If you have a community of followers, or if you're building a community, and if you're posting content regularly, then people will say yes to you. If you reach out to Rujita Devekar and she searches for your name, then they will be like, okay, is Alpana doing something in this space? If they find yes, then they will come online. um, how's it as a business? As a business, you need to understand blogging does not make money that much, or else, because imagine, right now there are video formats which are there. So YouTube may, there is a lot more money than blogging, traditionally speaking. But the part over here is, if you can get into a point wherein you can make a lot of readers, a community, then people will look at that community, and based on that, brands will want to associate with you. And that is where the money is. So by blogging, typically, see, something which you can do is, and I wrote over here also, one of the first few things why everyone should write. It is the easiest and cheapest way to put your ideas on the internet. Once you put your ideas on the internet, how you make that connection happen, that is where the secret is. Okay. So it works as a business, but as a business model, I would not put more emphasis on this. I would put more emphasis on building a brand which brands can connect to. Okay. So with that said, guys, I would want to conclude this session. Next week, I am doing a similar masterclass, which is going to be a live email writing masterclass. I will be taking few emails, okay, and just writing them live on blog. If you guys have emails on your side which you want to get corrected or revised or comments on, then you could share it with me across on that event, and we can take it from there. So you can contact me on Instagram, LinkedIn, email at Jeet Ajani on Insta. LinkedIn is Jaljeet Ajani, as well as email is jeet@synclarity.in. Okay. With that said, thanks a lot, guys. You guys are real troopers. You have stuck, I think, almost for 3 hours or so, right? So thanks a lot. Have a great weekend. Cheers.